said this in a long time. Yo, yo, yo.
What's poppin'?
Back again with another episode of
Brooklyn Boys
Radio. Broke back minus the mountain edition, because this guy's back is broke.
Well, I'm back. And I don't know about no broke back mountain shit. But I am back, and I'm happy to be back in the place to be. I don't think we've been here for over a month.
Probably like 3 weeks.
Nah, it's over a month.
It's been a month.
My surgery's been over a month.
Oh. You want to tell them about your broke back journey?
Nah, we kind of talked about it on the thing, but you know, listen, man. I'm better. I can sit in a chair like this today and be fine. Yo, son, you don't even know, man. Every day I wake up and I could do something that I used to do that I couldn't do in those weeks that I was fucked up.
And you're going to appreciate it.
I just be like, yo, God, thank you. Yo, simple things. Just to sit up straight out the bed. Like, you know, the other day I went to the bathroom. When I first came home, I couldn't like bend my head. So, you know, when you like go down to the sink and you drinking the water, couldn't do that. So they wanted me to like to drink in a cup, get a cup, rinse my mouth out, and then spit in the cup because I couldn't even bend the spit. So, you know, I went in the bathroom. I was even thinking like,
you just did it on
I just did it. And I sat back up, I said, oh man, thank you God. Yo, for the little, like it's just for the little things, bro. Like it's just little things, man. You know, sitting down at the toilet, to try to take a shit, it was just pain just run through my whole leg, bro. It make it so uncomfortable. And then sometimes it go to my big toe, it's numb. And I haven't felt that feeling like in the last 4, 5, 6 days, man. Shout out to Dominique, man. Dominique came through and massaged me and worked my whole lower extremities out, man. Shout out to Dominique, man. It was a real help, man. I really appreciate you. Yeah, man.
God is great is God.
Definitely, man. And I started therapy now. They finally gave me therapy. So, only my lower half, though. I can't do my back probably for another 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But, you know, they got me squatting and they got me
How often you got to
leg
therapy?
Rest, like 3 days a week.
Okay.
So, you know, it is what it is, man. But, yeah, man, I'm just happy, man. I'm grateful, man, that I could just be able to do things that I didn't think I could do, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So.
You're old.
Yo, that's the thing. I'm telling you, I'm glad you said that. I'm not trying no more crazy shit. I'm just letting you know that from now on. I'm not even going to fucking Great Adventures, bro.
Hey, yo,
like,
you a fool.
I'm dead serious. I'm not taking those risks with my life no more, bro. Like, and it sounds crazy. You know how you just jump over a puddle because you see a puddle? I'm walking around the puddles.
You know what's crazy? you know my boy Tiny.
Yeah.
So he had broke both his ankles.
Damn.
Why? Because he was walking down the street, and he saw a branch hanging from a tree and asked me why he jumped to grab the branch and he landed wrong. I said, yo, bro, you're old 40-something ass.
Can't do it at 40.
Year old.
You can't
You jumped to grab a branch for what?
You can't do it at 40. Let me tell you something. When you're in your 40s, you got to stay away from certain shit, bro. As a matter of fact, it's a topic tonight. In your 40s, we probably gonna go straight into that. But in your 40s, you got to stay away from certain shit, bro, at your 40s, bro. And I'm talking about physical things. You can't do things anymore like you 30, like you 20, you 19. It's just not gonna work for you, bro. I don't even care if you in the bed, like, and you hitting some coochie. All that picking you up in the air and all that, that's done for me, bro. I'm not doing that, bro.
Nah.
I remember one time I had a chick, and I had her in the shower. We was in like one of them stand-up showers, and I had picked her up. I had her up here, bang, one leg up here, bang, all of that. Took her out the shower.
So if one leg was up here,
One leg
and the
here,
other leg was
here,
here,
yeah.
Her vagina was where?
Here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm walking around with her out the shower, took her out the shower like that. She had to duck, you know what I'm saying? Threw her on top of the bed, spinning. Them days is over, B. I'm not. I can't. I don't, even if I can, I'm not gonna say I can't, because I think I can, but I'm not. Because the price you gotta pay if something go wrong,
Yeah.
the recovery time that you gotta pay for if something go wrong, you don't want to deal with that,
But
bro.
you know when you caught up in the moment, you ain't thinking about
Nah,
none
bro.
of that.
Nah, I'm thinking, bro. Even, yo, it's so crazy. Even when I climb on something, you know how before you climb on something, and you just, ta!
Oh,
Now-
when you just jump down? Hell
now
no.
I'm like-
yeah, you got to step down.
I stepped on.
You got to step down.
Yo, I don't play no games, man, because, yo, I ain't trying, yo, listen. I don't even, they ain't cleared me to lift weights yet, but when I can lift weights again, I don't even know if I'm going back to 300 pounds, 315, 405. None of that shit, bro. Give me 50 pounds, bro. Just mad reps.
At our age, it ain't necessary, bro.
Yo, Mo, I'm just not taking those risks, bro.
I feel you.
Don't take the risk. You over 40, don't take 40 and above, don't take the risk, bro. Because the recovery time is something massive and you don't want to, it's different.
Glad you learned something.
Definitely did.
And this will save your body when you're old with Styles.
Matter of fact, we can just go into a quick topic on what I ain't doing at 40. You got any things that you ain't doing at 40 no more? Like what niggas shouldn't be doing at 40?
Mean mugging other grown men.
Oh, yeah, you should definitely not be mean mugging.
You should not be mean mugging other grown men at 40, man.
Nah,
And you know what's so crazy? Being that we older and my vision is bad, sometimes I be squinting and think I'm mean mugging and I'm really just trying to see clearly. Yo.
I'm not going to the club no more at 40 unless I'm working. I go to a lounge restaurant.
Lounge restaurant, cool.
I'm not
Club,
Not going to, I'm not. What else I'm not doing? I'm not driving no more. Like, I don't think I could do another long distance drive like 12, 14, 15.
I don't even like driving like that, but I don't mind long distance drives.
Yeah, I don't think I'm doing that, man.
Especially if it's a road trip.
Nah,
if
man,
it's a road trip and I got good company,
I drove to Florida a couple of
too.
times. I drove to Texas. Those are like 18 to 21 hours. Like, them type of drives, I don't think I could do no more, man. I think I'm done. Unless it's like a group of niggas and we just taking turns or something like that. Them days is done. Son, you know I drove Texas. Me and my cousin drove in 2 separate cars. We went out there to buy cars. We did 19 hours straight. In the last 3 hours, we found a little rest stop and fell asleep for like 3-4 hours, like 3 hours, and got up and then went home. But yeah, I can't put my body through that.
I wasn't doing this in my 30s, but in my 40s and in y'all 40s, y'all should not be standing on line for sneakers.
Oh yeah, I'm not standing in line for.
I mean, but what if?
I don't stand on line for a lot of things.
What
though,
if it's your kid? What if it's for your kid? And your kid really want them and you got no other way to get the sneakers?
Don't have no more kids at 40. How about that? How about don't have no more kids at 40, man.
The birth rate is going down.
Chill out at 40-something years old. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, I'm not fighting in nobody beef no more. Like, you can't call me.
Oh, you can't call me for beef.
You can't call me for beef. You can't. You got to be like my brother. It got to be something insane. You can't call me because, the niggas try to jump you at the car wash. I'm not coming outside, bro. Like, I'm not bringing no hammers. Don't call me for no hammers. I don't want no parts of that life, bro. I'm not at 40. I'm 48, bro. It's not happening.
You can call me to borrow something.
Yo, my nigga, I don't want no parts, bro. I don't want no parts.
You just can't call me to come fight, bro. I don't got time for that shit, man.
Yo, come here. These niggas stole on me. Nah, nigga, you had to deal with that.
Like what?
I crack a couple jokes on you when I see you. I'm not doing that.
Like what? But at our age, who calls a grown man anyway to come fight, bro?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know about that one. You gotta be like Moe, maybe. I might come out for Moe, but I'm not coming out for niggas, man. I can't. You suave, I ain't fucking with you. Suave, yo.
Bro.
That nigga looking at me crazy. I'm not, what else I'm not doing at 40? I'm not having sex 3-4 times a night. This girl gonna tell me the other day, she had a 4-hour sex session. I said, well, who?
I mean, catch me on a good day.
Nah, yeah, you gotta be hennied up or something. I'm not having sex for 4 hours. It's not happening.
What's the longest?
Maybe a good hour. And with my back, I don't even know if I want to put that type of pain in. I don't care. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna make sure you nut, and I'm good. And if you take 4 hours to nut, then you might as well just go home. You is a nut. You
a fool.
I'm not doing that 4 hours. 4 hours? You know how much sweat that is?
That's a lot of sweat.
Yeah, I ain't got 4 hours in me, bro.
A pumping and a sweating. A pumping and a sweating.
Yeah, I ain't got 4 hours in me. Yo, and if you don't like me, you don't fuck with me as a chick, I'm not forcing myself, like running behind you for you to fuck with me.
Hell no.
Not doing that. Not doing that. I still would do a chase, but I'm not doing the chase that requires me.
It's all good to court, but there has to be some type of interest on you.
No. But what I'm saying to you is, I'm not doing the chase that requires me to spend X amount of money. I'm not like trying to prove nothing to you. I'm not doing that. No, like I can't. My young man shit out of been. I'm gonna show Shorty. I'm not showing you a motherfucking thing. You don't get it. You don't got. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I was hanging out with this girl a couple months back, and I was telling her like, she was like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. You know, I really like you, and I said, look, man. You told me a little bit about your life and about the niggas that you date. In no way, shape, form, I'm telling you I'm better than anybody. But from what you described, that ain't even me. And if you can't recognize that in me, she said, no, I see it. No, I know. And you know all that, and you still not making that decision to move forward, and all you're gonna do is end up with the same type of nigga.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all you're gonna do is end up with that same type of nigga. More power to you, bro. I'm not doing all that shit with you, bro. I can't. If you can't see it,
next lifetime.
yeah, if you can't see, you can't recognize it in my 40s, I can't.
We'll be butterflies.
I can't do it. Call me back and tell me about how the next nigga bust you upside your head or some shit. I'd be like, damn, shorty. You know what I mean? Damn, there's something else I'm not doing at 40 neither. What else am I doing with the chicks? What else am I doing with the chicks? What else I'm not doing? I can't, let me see. I'm gonna say about the kids, but I could deal with a chick with kids in 40. I'm not dealing with your baby father at 40 though.
I mean, what do you mean by that?
Like if you got aggressive baby pops, you don't got them under control.
I've never really had to.
I never had that problem.
Had to deal
I
with
just
that
heard
before.
somebody I just know who had to deal with that. I'm like, we too old to be dealing with that type of shit.
Yeah, I'm not.
Nigga ain't secure. Like I'm
that.
not dealing with that type of shit.
I don't got time for that. I don't know. And you know what? And I think in my 40s, bro, I don't think I'm trying to deal with other people's trauma no more, man.
Oh yes, no.
Like if I'm being penalized for things that have nothing to do with me or things that I've never done, bro, I'm not dealing with that shit no more, man.
I think people should be healed by the time they 40s, bro. And if you're not healed in your 40s, you need to seek help.
And but it's not even.
Not saying if you.
But to me, it's not even that you should be healed. You should be aware of what your issues are, so that when I point it out to you, you can say, "I know it's like this, and I'm working on it," rather than defending
I like that answer.
it or
I like
denying
that
it.
Because some people, they still, and I'm not talking about somebody that was like just recently went to something. Somebody that give me a story when they was like 15 to 20 something years old, 30. And I'm like, yo, wait a minute, you still dealing with this now? Like, trust me, I got things that I'm still dealing with from teenage years, but I manage it. Like some people don't even manage the expectations of being better or trying to be better or have the wherewithal to know that there is a problem and I gotta do this.
You know what else I'm not dealing with in my 40s?
What's that?
Ungratefulness, bro. If somebody can't acknowledge my efforts and nobody's looking to be praised, nobody's even looking for credit.
Gratitude, bro.
Just gratitude, bro. Mm-hmm. And it's not even thank you. It's just treating you in a way that displays that they're aware of what you're worth to them. You understand what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
I'm not dealing with that BS no more.
No, I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. I'm not dealing with jealous niggas or niggas that sit around and talk about niggas all day. I'm not. If you're not cracking jokes on niggas. Like, cause I'm down with a roast, but if you want to come tell me about your son, I don't care, bro.
Yeah, nobody wants to deal with.
I don't care. Shit. I'm not. Oh, don't call me and ask me if I'm going out. Last minute type shit. Like I'm not. You're not really getting me. I don't want to go out now, so I don't know how you gonna get me to go out last minute and run around with you. You got to be my right hand man or something like that. Don't call me from like yesteryear and be like, yo, Styles, you come to. No, not me. Not me. You can't get me to do shit like that. You can't do shit like that. I don't want to deal with chicks that don't got no passport in my 40s. A lot of chicks they can't go nowhere.
How about one step further? Would you deal with a chick that still lives with her moms?
It depends why she lives with her mother. If she got to take care of her mother, she doing that.
No, but if then that means she doesn't live with her mother. Her mother lives with her.
Yeah, no, but some people live in their mother house still now. They just taking care of the house and taking. I don't have a problem with that.
But you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have. It depends why. If her mother's taking care of her, I don't want no parts. I don't want no parts. I ain't got no time. I don't got time for that. Yeah.
Are you leaving baddies alone in your 40s too? That's a tough one.
Tough one. Yeah, it is tough. Because sometimes we want sometimes I want more ride or die, but I still got the eye. I've still got that.
But you also know when I say baddies, that's a mentality.
Yeah. I get you. No. So if you're talking about the mentality type of bad, I ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I my patience is thin. I walk away too. I told you my chase game ain't the same. I'd be like, man, I don't got time. Yo, the other day, it was so many people calling my phone, so many women like just sincerely checking them. I can't deal with everybody, bro. I can't. This shit right here, I can't. Like my girl game is down, bro. Nah, it's bad, bro. Like, it's not down because they're not available, they're not there. It's down because I can't talk to that many people at one time, or I can't entertain everybody. This morning I was thinking, I said, damn, Shorty was calling me like, yo, I need to come see you. I'm going away, I gotta come see you. I wanna come take care. It was like 3 different chicks that wanted to, give me a nice little polish and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, Mo, I couldn't do it. When I was a little younger, I tried to squeeze everybody in, and I could deal with your case and deal with your. I don't want to deal with niggas' case no more. I don't want to deal with no chick's case. Like, I can't. Like,
you don't see the value in it no more.
I'm
That's
like,
what it is.
You know what it is? I really want to. I want to have sex with a couple of women, maybe. If that's a thing, to have fun with. But if I really want to be with a woman that I can have a conversation with after.
See, but I always say that that's the difference between, to me, that's the real value of a relationship, right? Because that's the one woman that you don't want to get the hell out your house after you bust a nut.
After you bust a nut, yeah.
Yeah, like,
and that's the problem, right? Like, that's the problem. Yeah, and in my 40s too, I feel like I get closer. And we're gonna get out this topic real quick, but as an older man, like, I feel like I get closer and more secure with God too in my 40s. I feel like, you ever been through some shit in your life, and the first time it hit you, it really fucked you up, but then you overcame it, and then it happened again, it kind of fucked you up just a little bit more, but you overcame it, but then that third time it hit you, it really didn't phase you like that no more. That's how I kind of look at God in my life. Like, he brought me out of so much stuff. Like, I just be like, God got me.
But that's
right. Like, that, my faith is increased. Like, I don't fluster as fast or get as nervous as fast. I just trust in him more as I get older.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, I've always said, like, yo, your mere existence is proof that God has never let you down. And if he's never let you down before, what make you think he's gonna start now? So for me, it's always, I'm aware that all problems are temporary. And of course, this is something I learned through a crazy ass experience that I went through, where I felt like it was the end of the world, you know what I'm saying? Because so much was on the line. And the situation got way worse a couple of hours later because I chose to do something stupid. Mm-hmm. And after going through that situation and losing so much because of the decision I made, I came to realize, like, yo, no matter how bad things seem, they can be worse.
Worked out.
You know what I mean?
They're not how bad it seems, but it can be worked out. And you're right, though.
And it can be worse.
I know the situation you're talking about. Because in that situation, you probably took like 10 steps back.
I took 100 steps back.
Backwards.
Yeah.
And it was worst off.
Yeah.
And you still came through it, taking 100 steps backwards. So if you would have stayed right where you was at, you would have still made it.
Exactly.
Lesson for y'all, man. That shit crazy. Yeah. That's just crazy, man. So there's a bunch of things I won't do no more. A bunch of things I just look at world different. I look at people different.
I just want to say one last thing. I mean, by this point where, you're in your 40s, almost 50s or whatever, and I think maybe leaning on faith, very important. I think stressing is the thing that men really need to stop doing, bro.
You know what I saw the other day, though? And don't mind if y'all see my posture going up and down, it's my back. But you know what I seen the other day? They say 85% of the things that you worry about
never happen.
Never happens.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Bro.
Now you said that, you just came back to.
And I always say this.
Yeah, 85%.
You always fear what hasn't happened yet, right? Because the second it happens, you're too busy dealing with it to be afraid.
Yeah.
Like I read this book, and it said that most of our problems come from fear, right? But what we don't realize is the thing that cures fear is action. Because once you take action, the fear is gone.
Then you need to take action.
This is what I'm saying. Once you take action, the fear is gone, bro.
Fear is gone. Yo, I got a problem. I want to get into this real quick. I know, thank y'all for dealing with our old asses for that segment real quick. But
I ain't old, bro. Speak for yourself.
Well, you know, that's a state of mind too, because I don't feel old at all. Even though I'm telling y'all all this shit that I won't go through no more, but I don't feel old. So, and that's a good thing. But what I want to say to y'all, man, something to the ladies, man. A lot of things gonna be geared to the ladies today, because I just got a lot of things on my chest that I've been watching on social media, because that's the only thing I could have watched for the last couple of days. Ladies, do me a favor.
I mean, that and the bum ass Knicks.
Why you calling the Knicks a bum? They did good, bro. They did better than they last
well,
year.
they
Come
did.
on,
They
stop,
did.
man.
They
Come on,
did.
man.
But
Shout out to the New York Knicks, man. Come on, Mo, don't do that.
Don't
I
do
didn't
what?
think I didn't think they was gonna come out the series, and they did. You know, they took it to Game 6, so I wasn't mad. I would have loved to see a Game 7. I think they would have won in Game 7, but you know, shit happens. Hopefully, they come back bigger and stronger next year. The East is wide open next year. There's nobody in their way.
They could have won that game.
Yeah, no, they could have. Yeah, I don't know if I'm watching the
rest of the series.
Yeah, the rest of the.
You ain't watching OKC versus the Pacers.
Yeah, I don't know if I want. OKC, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I could stomach that too long. But if I'm in the house and I got nothing to do, I might watch a game. You know what I'm saying? I really don't have no dogs in that fight. It's not even because I'm not a fan of SGA like that. Halliburton got my damn nerves. And I don't care. I don't know. It is what it is.
You sound like a bitter baby mama.
Yeah. I don't care, nigga. I don't care. I don't care. But ladies, y'all gotta do me a favor. Please, ladies, hear me. I'm sorry for screaming, but please hear me, please. I've been on social media, man. And a couple of things are bothering me, but this one thing in particular, a couple of things are bothering me. I see a lot of y'all girls, y'all beautiful in your own right. Y'all in your cribs, y'all taking these pictures. And some of y'all are taking these videos. And, yo, your background is crazy in your crib, bro. Your house shouldn't be that dirty in the background, bro. Like, it shouldn't be shit all over your room. It shouldn't be shit all over the floor. It shouldn't be stuff all in the sink.
Dirty plates.
Like, your bra shouldn't, you can see, I seen one girl, she had like a bra, kind of like you zoom in, it's a bra on the floor. Another girl had some drawers and some stuff. Like, come on, ladies, y'all gotta, come on. I think one thing about a lady.
Well, what they can do is they can get the new Samsung phone, because didn't you say you could take the pictures and edit the stuff out in the background?
Yeah, the new Samsung phone. You can't just take everything out. Get the new Samsung 25. But I'm just saying, ladies, man, y'all gotta stop, yo. This shit is ridiculous, bro. Y'all can't. Yeah. I know why the coochies are smelling outside now, because the house ain't clean.
You ever been in a woman's car, bro?
Yeah, but I can see that. She could be messy, but the house is crazy,
yeah,
bro.
I know.
Like, it's crazy, especially y'all bad chicks. I be seeing y'all bad chicks, and I look in the background, I be like, oh, hell no.
Styles, you still being AD.
Nah. Sometimes that shit bothers me. You know what another thing that bothers me with the ladies too? I think I was telling you this the other day. I'm tired of y'all taking twerking as a celebration, bro.
Oh my God.
I can't do the twerk shit every day, bro. Like,
twerking to women has become what wagging tail is to a dog.
I was watching the graduations. Chicks was twerking, getting a diploma. Like, what? Like twerking is a rite of passage. Look, and now listen, lady, I don't mind if you twerk in the club. I don't mind if you twerk with your girls and y'all out. Y'all doing, but it can't be this celebration. Yo, chicks was walking to their car. I seen a girl.
In the restaurant.
Yo, that's what I'm about to say. I seen a girl walking to the parking lot with her bags and turn around and bust a twerk. I'm like, why are we doing that?
What is that?
There's a security guard that was just firing her job, and she got a fatty. She was clapping it and twerking it on the job.
She got fired.
And they fired her, as they should.
Because it's inappropriate.
Why are you here twerking on the job, bro?
On the job.
And not even on the job. You twerking on Instagram or TikTok, whatever you was on, with your uniform.
But it's also your security, so you're supposed to be taken seriously. Like,
yeah, I don't know, man. We gotta stop twerking. Like, listen, and I love a fat ass. Like, I love it. Like, don't get me wrong.
just as much as the next guy.
But it can't be your calling card, bro. And you know, sometimes I be wondering. Let me ask y'all ladies something. Suave zooming on me, man. I'm gonna ask something. When y'all be twerking, and you see when the girls got them little poom poom shorts on, or y'all in them pajama parties, and that girl twerking, y'all all up on her butt like this, and y'all smacking her butt. Do y'all ever get a whiff of something back? Because I know everybody can't be great. I know some people got to get a whiff of something, bro. Cause you know, my nigga, when we hit some chicks sometimes, especially when I was young, you ever got that back wolf? You got to be like, that back, you got to hit it like this. When I was younger, so I be seeing a lot of young chicks out here. I know it's crazy out here, bro.
This guy's crazy.
I'm crazy? Mo,
No. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
I know I
saying.
I
That
know I-
backdraft.
That backdraft, he like this.
I stopped.
I was young, I didn't care.
Well, yeah,
I haven't got
we all
backdraft in a
was.
long time.
Hell no, I ain't get.
Backdraft in a long time. This is
I couldn't
FYI.
tell you. I couldn't even remember. the
Yeah, I
last
can't.
time.
But every time I see girls dancing on top of girls, especially in the club, and you've been sweating all night, she done had like 4 Hennessy's and went to the bathroom 6 times. You drunk hookah. you
pH
smoke-
all off.
Yeah, you drunk. You drunk. You smoke hookah. You drunk. You smoke some weed. Yo, it gotta be crazy in there, bro. Gotta be crazy, bro. Gotta be crazy. Gotta be crazy. Y'all saw this the other day. This man, and I'm putting this out here. This was over in Belgium. Mo, I want to know what you think. So in Belgium, if you're in a traffic jam, like you got traffic, like New York City traffic, traffic is crazy. If you're in Belgium, you could get on your phone and call somebody up to come get you on a motorbike, and the other person to take your car, and it'd be 2 people on a motorbike. One put you on back in the motorbike, and the other person to drive your car to wherever destination you got to get to, so you won't be late to a meeting or something.
I think that's an amazing service.
I think that could be the new Uber out here. We should
Yeah,
invest in some app like that.
I think that's an amazing service because, once again, punctuality is key, and a lot of times you want to be on time, but circumstances beyond your control, such as traffic, will cause you to not be on time. So a service like that, I think people will very much value that.
Nah, I think that's yo, when I was coming up in the music business early, back then traffic was so crazy in the city. I used to come from Brooklyn, and I'm all in East New York, so I'm not even coming from like downtown, and you got to fight through all that traffic. And I used to wish, this is gonna sound crazy, y'all, like a little kid, like on some gesture shit. I used to wish I could shrink my car and put it in my pocket and just get on like a scooter or something and just go and put the car on. Because between parking and traffic was crazy. I wish I could just shrink my car, bro. So yeah, that'd be a dope. I think that's a great idea. I don't know how you implement that, especially that like New York City now got all the scooters.
Well,
and
New
shit.
York got the scooters all
over the place. Listen, bro, that might be a dope stuff. You might have to look into that, Mo. Dead serious. You might have to look into that. I want to get to some quick celebrity news real quick. So,
Celebrity news.
I've seen Offset and Cardi B going at it. I think the other day we had talked about Papoose and Remy.
Talked about it lightly.
Yeah.
Now Offset is asking Cardi B for spousal support, and she's not happy about it.
She's not happy about it. Listen, man. I don't think he's wrong if he asks for spousal support. I don't know if he
they say he's worth 40 mil. I think she's worth 150.
Listen, man. Women do all the time. It's so crazy. I seen a lot of women under that comment. Why he a bum ass nigga? He this, he that.
Why does that make him a bum ass nigga?
I don't know. See, the problem is, my mother always told me something.
I don't know if it's something I would do, but
Yeah. But my mother always told me this: if you can't accept something for yourself, you shouldn't want it for nobody else. And a lot of women, they take money from the man when they don't got when they finances a little bit lower than theirs.
when the tables are turned and women are winning $150 million, $200 million in settlements, all you see in the comments is get that bag, girl.
So I don't know, man. I think that, and for me, the reason why I say that, it's not that because I'm going with Offset. I agree with Mo. I don't know if that's something I would do myself, but at the same time, I feel like there's an unbalance out here. And the only way if a balance happens, if there's consequences. I think if a woman knows, well, listen, a man gonna take my money too, she might think differently on how she treats that person or how she go about doing things with that person. So for me, I think the playing field is messed up, and it won't get right until we equal the playing field. Look, ladies, y'all work very hard, right? To make equal pay, to get money, same amount of money a man. They say most women per capita in America that's working regular 9 to 5s, not in the 1%, they make more money than their male counterparts. Well, guess what? When men making more money than female counterparts, there's a price to pay for that. You know, when you get divorced, you know, listen, I know 2 guys that's divorced, got the kids, and still had to pay alimony. Right? And they had to pay alimony for 10 years or until she found a husband.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a job. Right? Had a 6-figure job. 2 of the girls had 2 6-figure jobs. So I'm like, yo, you still gotta pay? Yeah, they still gotta pay alimony
to America.
for 10 years, bro.
Welcome to America.
And he had the kid, and the 2 guys
And he
had
has
the
the
kids.
custody of the kids.
So listen, man. Sometimes don't wish that, you know, y'all celebrating everybody else when the ladies get it. The men don't go for it.
But that's the thing. I always hear black women championing the fact that they say the black women are the most educated right now in America. That black women are making more money than men right now. If that's the case, then y'all got to accept what comes with it.
Yeah, there's a price to pay.
Because guess what? For all these years that men were making more than women, for all these years, men had to accept everything that came with it.
Make more money, more responsibility.
Yeah, more
like I
money,
said,
more
I don't know
responsibility,
if that's the direction you and I were going.
Nah, that's not the direction I would go in.
Yeah, but you know, I'm not faulting no nigga. I'm not calling
But in
no
the
man
same
no
breath,
simp.
I'm not shaming him for it.
Not shaming him for it. He got his reasons. So, you know, and just on the Cardi B thing too, like, I really don't care. But I did see I don't know if it was PR this weekend or what they was doing, but
when
she was with Stephon Diggs
and all of that.
and all that. You know, Stephon just got caught up with the NFL for giving some lady some Tootsie. I don't know if you know that's that pink cocaine.
That pink cocaine, yeah.
And my man loved Tootsie, bro. I went to, when me and my homeboy went to Colombia, bro, that's all he looked for in Colombia is Tootsie. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Some purple cocaine shit, right? So, anyway, you know, and they was claiming, there was a rumor that he might have a baby on the way. Some girl say he's pregnant for him. I don't know how you put out all those pictures and you would have, you know, nigga that so-called could be cheated too. You're gonna be the same situation.
Bro,
like,
it just doesn't
do
make
y'all
sense.
run around? Do y'all women just run to the next fucked up toxic situation? Like, so what's gonna happen, Cardi? Are you gonna be beefing with this nigga out in public in the next, you know, year, 6 months? Like, what happens then? Like,
But that's why they always say it's like you got to weigh your options, right? It's like this is your partner, this is your husband. All right, you said that he stepped outside of the relationship, but you also have to factor the fact that the chances that the next man you end up with may do the exact same thing. Is it worth it to even leave, being that y'all got children together, or do you work on it?
Yeah,
you
no,
know, I can't fault nobody for walking away.
I don't
You know what I
know
mean?
about
But what I'm saying is, but then now you're in a situation with Stephon Diggs, who doesn't look like the greatest candidate for a husband. You understand what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Listen, man, shout out to Stephon Diggs, man.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
exactly.
You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. And, you know, if I'm Offset, too, if you love Cardi, oh, he fucked up. I know his chest hurting when he seen them pictures.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
men
of
love
course.
hard.
No, men love hard.
Men love hard. And he's sitting there, niggas is telling him, yo, look at your chick, my nigga. Like,
Dude
and she on the boat.
slapping the ass and all
And she
that,
talking
like.
about, I just want to get dug out. Like, you know, my dudes, y'all got to play your cards right so you don't got to live like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to do the right thing, too.
Do right.
Got to do right. I want to talk about this, and I don't really want to talk about their situation. I just want to talk about the situation that bothered me. DDG and Chloe Bailey. Yeah, with you know, with the baby situation.
I don't know why that's always
And once
the go-to,
again, man, I don't understand why people weaponize their kids. I don't know what's going on. Homeboy seemed like he a rational dude. He probably got his own little shit probably happening in his world, but by no means he looked like somebody's gonna hurt his son or put his son or kid in a fucked up situation. But I was reading it like she wanted supervised visits for only 6 hours.
6 hours, yeah.
Yeah, a week. And I don't understand, like, all this shit gonna come back to you and fuck you over. You know, my mother used to tell her friends something. I remember, you know, my mom friend had said to her, I remember I was young, why you let them see him if he ain't gonna give you no money? And my mother said, you know something, they're gonna figure out who their father is. I'm not gonna get in between the relationship between them and their father. And I saw this video over the weekend. It was this kid, this young boy. He was like, yo, Mom, so wait a minute. You mean to tell me you stopped me from having a relationship with my father because you
Because he
and
didn't
him,
like, because he ain't like you.
because he didn't like you and
what that
you and
got
him
to
had
do
problems.
with me? Yeah, what that
and
got
it
to
had
do with
nothing
me?
to do with me. And I feel sorry because you could give that kid all the love in the world, right? Mothers, this is for y'all. But at some point, that kid's gonna grow up and rationalize this. At some point, that kid's gonna go up and look at the situation. Why would you break a bond? I would never break a bond for my kids unless my kid's mother was going like harmful to
Yeah,
my
of
kid.
course, unless you're a danger.
Danger to my kid, but if you're not a danger to my kid, me and you could duke it out. We could fight. And that's why I love the relationship between me and my daughter mother, because the times we had our dysfunction in the beginning, that never affected my kid, bro. I was never one of them dads who like, you know how them niggas, you know, you don't want to do something the nigga wants you to do, and the nigga, I ain't picking her up, I ain't doing that for the kids, I ain't giving you no money. I was never that guy.
That
Or
don't make
she
no,
was
that
never
don't make
that
no
girl. It's like,
sense.
yo, I'm not giving you your daughter. Don't come pick up. You can't see her.
That's like
You know what she tell me? Come get her.
that's like Storm's moms. Like when we used to be at odds, I would go over there. My daughter'd be on the stoop. Her mother wouldn't say a damn word to me, and she'd be like, "Here, take her."
Yeah,
Like,
man, I'm just telling y'all, man, stop weaponizing the kids, bro. Stop weaponizing the kids. I don't know the whole detail, and I hope I ain't talking out of turn, but you gotta stop weaponizing the kids.
I just think people are so vindictive, man. And I get that whatever goes on, that y'all are hurting inside, right? I get that, but that doesn't mean that you have to weaponize that child to hurt that other parent, man. Like, that is not right. You know, and the reality is you think you hurting the other parent, but you're hurting your child at the exact same time. You know, nobody's hurting more than that kid, and nobody's going to pay more for it than that kid, because parents make mistakes and children pay for it for the rest of their lives. And that's going to affect your child's development. That's going to affect your child's mental state. It's going to affect what type of adult they become, what type of emotional issues they have. It's going to affect all of that, man. Because that's the problem now. We're dealing with a bunch of adults with a whole bunch of issues from their childhood.
Yo, listen, man, like I said, man, in the long run, like Mo said, it's gonna affect your kids. And that video was so telling when that boy asked that question, like, yo, mom, this is why you did this? Because you had a problem with Pops? Like, why you stop me from seeing him? You know what I mean? And the mother's like, yeah, but, you know, he wouldn't have been good to you. He wasn't good to me. And I'm like, yo, that shit is crazy,
Yeah,
man.
and you know what? And I think that putting a stop to that is one of the big resolves with the problems in the black community, bro.
Yeah, and I think that's why they keep it like that, because it's easy to pass some type of law, legislation. It's easy to say, yo, I got a co-parent. It's
no
easy,
more alienation.
easy to say that.
Make alienation against the law.
But guess what? What happens is when you put a father inside of a household, and this is documented.
Household straightens up.
Household straighten out. When you put a father in a kid's life, they say there's some crazy number, like 90% or 96%, something like that. The kid is better off. Let
me tell you something.
And that's documented.
A man's presence causes a child and even a woman to constantly be the best version of themselves. But just because of his presence. You got to think about how many times you see those videos on social media with a little 2-3-year-old girl shaking their butt. And as soon as the father walk in, yo, that man's presence causes that child to be the best version of themselves.
With my daughter, even to this day, if I, she a young woman now, 25, and even to this day, she still got her own mind and still want to do what she want to do. But if I say something, she could tell me, Daddy, I ain't doing that. I don't get it. She's still gonna go, Dad, I did what you told me to do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, she's still gonna think it's different. Like our conversation, like it's so imperative for a man to be in his daughter's life or be in his son's life. I don't understand why ladies keep fighting that thing. Like, you know what I mean? So, listen, it is what it is. We could talk about that forever.
But you know what it is too? I think a lot of them were raised without a father, so they don't see the value in it.
Value of it. I'm fine without a daddy. No, you not, nigga.
No, you not. No, you not.
No, you not. And I'm gonna tell you firsthand, there's the big difference dating girls with fathers and dating girls without fathers in their life. There's a big difference. Big difference. But we get into that difference on another time, another show. Yo, I went to go see Final Destination the other day. And, I like Final Destination films.
I haven't watched probably since the second one.
Yeah, this one was cool. This one was cool. Yeah. I wanted to go see it in that 4D theater when the chairs be rocking, but my back couldn't do nothing. I'm not doing it. I told you some things I can't do over 40. I'm over 45. I can't even do that. But sadly, somebody was watching Final Destination in the theater and the ceiling fell down. Now, if y'all know what Final Destination is, it's like death is kind of chasing you. It's kind of like to sit there, that's crazy. To sit in the theater watching Final Destination and your Final Destination happens.
Wait, they didn't die, did they?
I think the person died. The ceiling fell down.
That's
caved in on them
crazy.
in the theater.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Kind of crazy. Yeah, another thing too, man. I don't know if y'all seen these proms in 2000 and what we at 2025?
It's been going on forever though.
Nah,
man.
this is getting ridiculous, man. I seen some proms.
Helicopter?
I seen a helicopter. I seen a nigga show up on a camel. I've seen.
Let me guess. Was he black?
Yeah, he had a camel. Where the fuck they get a camel from? Like, what?
Oh my
I've seen the lady
God.
said she spent $23,000 on a prom. What are y'all doing? Like,
I think they setting these kids up for failure.
like,
bro.
what? Yo, you're not even gonna see this girl again.
They setting these
like,
kids up for
you're not even
failure.
seeing this dude. Like, y'all not staying together.
They are setting these children up for failure.
Yo, it's crazy. The cars, like, man, it's just, I don't know what y'all doing, bro. I seen a girl the other day I drove past. This girl had a wedding dress on, bro. Yo, me and City was
Matter
tough.
of fact, I saw there was a guy and a girl, and their clothes were made of money.
Y'all parents gotta stop, man. Y'all doing a disservice to these kids, bro. Y'all doing a disservice because life ain't like that. And when they can't achieve these things, they start robbing, stealing,
not
committing
just
suicide.
robbing and stealing. What you got to understand is you give them this expectation, and when they can't do those things, they go into depression.
That's why I say commit suicide. God forbid. Yeah,
they feel like they're less than.
Yeah, that's crazy. Y'all gotta chill out, bro.
Because you know what's so crazy is like when my daughter was coming up, man. I used to get my daughter everything, but one thing I constantly drilled into my daughter's head was, yo, I need you to always remember that none of this means nothing. I'm doing it simply because I can. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't define yourself by this stuff, man.
No, 100%. Quick question, Mo. Do you think that men need a woman in their life where they can have a safe place?
Safe space?
Safe space with that woman?
I think the way that the world is set up, man, and the world really doesn't treat men like they give a damn about them. And I think every man deserves to have that one person in their life that can be a safe space, that one person that they can be vulnerable with. But I don't necessarily know if that man's woman is necessarily ever interested in really creating that safe space. Because most times when a man is vulnerable at some point in a relationship, it's used against him.
So I see a lot of women that talks about having a safe space, being with a man.
Men creating safe spaces.
But I think it's also equally important to have a safe space to go home as a man. You should be able to talk to your woman, and your woman don't run around and tell all your business, right? You should be able to talk to your woman and you're not talking to her and all her friends. You should be able to talk to your woman and tell her the most intimate shit about you.
Certain things should be sacred, bro.
Right? You know what I mean? About your finance. And it should never be weaponized. What I mean by that, safe space is not just created in that in that time
in the present,
period.
it's also in the future. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you get in an argument with him, that's why you had that big bump inside your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it should never be.
That's why you broke.
Yeah. That should never happen. Like, you know what I mean? It should be always a sacred space. There's been things with females that I've dated, and it's some things that's been crazy, or things that I've seen. I can tell you some crazy stories that I've never told nobody. I've never said to nobody. If I did say it, I never told who the female was. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's even a safe space, because I want to be able to walk away from you and still feel like whatever we had, it was sacred to you, and you didn't put that out there. You know, because sometimes you could be the biggest gangster, the biggest stockbroker, the biggest lawyer, and you might have took a couple of L's. You know what I'm saying?
We all do.
And your woman come out there, your ex-woman come out there and just start burning your business, and that ain't cool.
But that's my thing, right? Like, women are so concerned with men protecting them, right? But they don't understand that, yo, you should protect your man as well, right? Like there's certain things that may go on in your relationship between you and that person. You can't share every single detail of your relationship with your friends because at the end of the day, for one, you turn them against the person you're with. And for two, you make that person look stupid. You know what I mean? So I think that the desire that women have to be protected, you gotta have that same desire to protect your guy. Like,
No, you're 100% right, man. Like, you can't argue with your woman or come home from a long day of work and you want to just say you want to, I don't know if you want to cry or you just feel sad. You should be able to go home and just,
I ain't crying, bro.
yeah, I know. That's because it don't feel safe to cry. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay to cry. But if you got an issue, you
I
should
ain't
be able to
crying,
go
bro.
home. You should be able to go home to your woman and, you know, put your head on her shoulder or, you know, hug up with her and give her a hug. And she's supposed to tell you, it's all right.
Does that even exist anymore?
You know what I mean? Nah, but it should. You know what I'm saying? She should be able to give you words of encouragement, words of affirmation. She shouldn't, you know, weaponize the things that you tell her in the secrets.
You know what's
You know
so
what I mean?
you know what's so crazy? I think back to these conversations I have with my daughter all the time, right? And the one thing I always tell my daughter, I say, listen, there are times that I've been on top of the world and I had it all. There are times where I was struggling. And in both those times, you've never looked at me different. You know what I mean? And I always tell her, like, yo, when you find that man that loves you the way that I do, you love him exactly the way that you love me, which is you don't define him by what he has or what he can do. As long as that man is trying and as long as he's putting in effort, you know what I'm saying? You love him and you respect him.
Yeah, don't kick your man when he's down, and don't, you know, don't weaponize the arguments, because you know sometimes a woman, her tongue could be crazy. In the heat of an argument, because you upset, you say some wild, crazy stuff, and champion your dude. Like when you talking to other women about him, or other your friends or anybody about him, you should be saying great stuff about that person,
Man.
right? Like you should be saying things like I would never go to my homeboys and bash my women like that. Bash my woman like that. You know what I'm saying? Even if I'm telling some bad stuff, I gotta go, but she good at here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta give her some credit. Like, I never want niggas to look at my woman or people look at my women like, damn, she that. You know what I'm saying? I want, and my woman should never have other women or other men even looking at me in that type of manner. You know what I'm saying? Ever. You know what I mean? So it gotta be a safe space for you to go home and say what you want on yourself and be able to express yourself even as a man. Like, it should be a safe space for both of y'all, man. But, you know, women, y'all got to be more mindful about that. You know what I mean? Just don't think because you're a woman, you got a bunch of emotions that your tongue got to just, no, sometimes you got to sit back and go, all right.
Yeah, but I think women don't really understand their power as well because to a degree, a man becomes a reflection of how you treat him. You understand what I'm saying? And I say to a degree because at the end of the day, you know, everybody has to be accountable for their own choices. But a woman doesn't realize that when you don't trust that man's judgment, when you don't follow his leadership, that shit chips away at him, bro.
Chip.
You know what I'm saying? And it gets to a point where you start making that man question whether he's even worthy to be a leader, you know? But then if you do it too long, then he begins to question if you're worthy of his leadership. You know what I'm saying? And then you get to the point where he walks away. But I don't think that y'all understand y'all power. Like, you have the ability to pour so much into a man and to make him go so much further, or y'all have the ability to constantly tear him down, you know, which doesn't help any of y'all. Because something I heard the other day, right, is that when a woman loses, she loses on her own. But when a man loses, everybody loses.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the reality because if the man loses, it affects the children, it affects the woman, it affects everybody that he's taking care of. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I want to bring up these. I got like 3 more topics real quick. Well, this one was kind of crazy to me. I don't know where we going, world.
To hell.
I saw this young lady and this other young, no, it was a young man. I'm about to say other young lady, but it was a young man. They dating, and she said she don't like dating masculine men. She like dating feminine men, and she said the guy is more feminine, but he likes women. But she thinks it's cool that they could wear the same clothes if they have to wear the same clothes together. And she said it's just feminine men are more softer and they get her more. And I was just so shocked. So first of all, let me tell you this. I wasn't really shocked, right? My first thought was, this is exceptions to the rule, right? That was my mind. It was just some fluke, some girl that's like a guy that's kind of feminine. And when I mean feminine, he was really feminine.
He was a woman.
He was almost like a girl. Like he had a hair dyed like hers, and
he could have
like
been. He could have been a transsexual.
Yes, he was very out there. He said he's heterosexual, so I'm gonna leave it as that. He said he's heterosexual.
What do they call that again? Androgynous.
Okay, I didn't even know it was a word.
Yeah, because back in the '80s, like the way Prince used to dress like a woman, they call that androgynous.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
He was like androgynous. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm just thinking like, okay, cool. This is what she like, and it just hit the internet. But some told me to go through the comments, and that's what got me crazy. Like, like 90% of the comments from the women was like, oh, girl, I can see how you got to that point. Girl, if you happy, you just happy with him. Girl, I'm thinking about doing the same thing. And it was just so many women was like, and I'm sitting there, I'm scratching my head like, first of all, I was asking myself, how many of these ladies on here are mothers to sons? That's one. And if you're a mother to a son, that's what you want for your son.
What are you teaching your son?
Like, so, and then if y'all want feminine guys, ladies, and I'm not in no way, shape, or form, because y'all like to turn it on us, right? Like turn it on men. No way. He doesn't intimidate me. He doesn't affect me in any kind of way. It doesn't bother me. But I'm just going, if women really thinking like this, then who the person that's supposed to protect you? Who's the person that's supposed to protect the family? Who the person that's supposed to be like? You might as well go date females.
But see,
I don't understand what was happening
here. This is further proof of what I said when I say that humankind is becoming the most disobedient species on this planet when it comes to nature.
Can I ask you a question? No, I hear what you're saying. Can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. Is it humankind or is this in America? Because I feel like it's America, bro.
What I'm saying is, by nature, right, females are attracted to the strongest men. It's just by nature, by design. You understand where I'm coming from? Just like masculinity, male animals are attracted to wide birthing hips, and things like that. So what I'm saying, if femininity is now being attracted to femininity and not masculinity, the universe is on tilt, man. That's all I can say.
Because I see a lot of y'all ladies say, oh, he is a simp, he's this, he's feminine. So wait a minute, you down on him to be feminine, you down on him to be a simp, but you still want to be with a feminine simp?
So wait, hold on. So why isn't dude sassy?
Yeah, I didn't understand. No, nobody wrote that.
This is what I'm saying.
Nobody wrote he was sassy in there.
So if a masculine man, right, every time they say, oh, you got feminine traits, you're sassy, but under that post, where dude was actually a feminine man, I did not see not one woman calling him sassy.
Sassy, no, I didn't see that at all. So I thought that was a little bugged out, a little different. I'm confused, ladies. Y'all could probably help me out with this one. I'm confused. I'm just confused.
I'm just as confused.
I was totally confused.
As a matter of fact, let me stay confused because I don't want to understand.
Yo, do you know the median age to buy a house in the United States of America now is 56 years old? And once upon a time in the early 80s, in the 90s, it was 31.
It makes sense, though.
I bought my first house at like 28, right? Mm-hmm. And it's crazy, though. It doesn't make sense to me. You know why it doesn't make sense to me?
I'm going to tell you why it makes sense.
No, I know why it makes sense, like in the long run, because a lot of
No, not in the long run. I mean, mathematically, being that the minimum wage is a certain amount. The average man, 80% of America makes about, I think, 30,000.
I think it's 30 or 40.
30 or 40,000 a year. But the average home is like 10 times that amount.
Like 400,000.
It's 10 times that amount.
Yeah, but see, it doesn't make sense. This is the part that doesn't make sense, right? I'm gonna tell you where it doesn't make sense at, and it's bugged out. So now you're saying it's 56, right? That's the average age. Most homes, they do something they call a 30-year mortgage. So at 56, that means 86. Like you should be done paying your house from 60 years old or 50.
You retire. You're supposed to retire in your mid-60s.
So how do you pay the mortgage? So it might work out for the banks, and the banks is like, yo, we're just gonna take the house back.
They're just gonna pass it on to their children.
No, the bank's gonna be like, yo, we're gonna take it. They can't afford it. We just take the house back and resell it. That's probably why it's working out, because that don't make any sense to me. Like at 86, you're supposed to be retired. You got a fixed income. Most Americans, most people got a fixed income at 86, at 76, nigga. Some at 66. So what you like? It's bogged out to me. So I don't know, America, man. We got to do better, baby.
Backwards.
We backwards in this country, man. Young, striving couples are supposed to be buying homes at 29, 35, between 39 and 35 years old, so they can retire at 60.
But you and I both know this is a capitalist society, bro. It's not about the prosperity of the public, man. It's about these big companies continuing to make money, because you got a lot of these big companies that are buying homes by the thousands. You know that, right? Like that's another issue that's going on now in America, is you have these big corporations that are buying 10, 20,000 homes at once, right? So nobody's really getting a chance to buy homes to own. That's why everybody's renting.
Yeah, that's crazy. Talking about everybody's renting, they say more single women are more homeowners than single men. My opinion, I don't think men really, I own a home, but I think most men, I bought a house because of my daughter, right? Like, so my daughter could have something. But if I didn't have a kid, I think I would have just bought a condo.
Yeah, but but that's still ownership.
Or get an apartment. I don't think men really care. I think.
But the question is, is what's contributing to that? Because once a woman is divorced, she's considered single. Are a lot of those homes being won in divorces?
That could be true, but I think dudes don't care. They don't care about, dudes care about something they call a bachelor pad. They want their bachelor pad and just be easy. I don't think dudes care about that. I don't think men really care about ownership until family and women come into play, because the women really want that. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, you give a man 3 square Scott in the mill, like
a roof over his head.
He good. Like,
he car to drive.
Yeah, car, he good. Like, he don't really need much. It start getting crazy from when he start putting women in the mix of it.
He still having children.
And that start like, damn, I gotta get more. I gotta get bigger. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, nah. I don't think men really care about that type of stuff. In my personal opinion, anyway. And then the last news, this is for my New York City residents. They say New York City is sinking 1 to 2 meters every year. In about a year, I think it's 20, I don't know, like 80 years from now. With the sea levels rising and the way Manhattan is sinking.
Manhattan to be underwater?
Parts of Manhattan to be underwater. And it's sinking because they said it's too heavy to keep building.
Those big ass buildings.
And yeah, because there's no more space to build in Manhattan. So everybody keep doing this, just keep building up. But, listen, we live in a capitalist country, and these people will not care. They will start selling underwater homes in Manhattan before they stop, because they only care about their pockets at the end of the day.
Greed will be our destruction.
Greed will be the destruction. Don't worry about it. You can buy yourself a Manhattan home underwater with a snorkel. And on that note, Brooklyn.
Out.
Shout out to Suave and shout out to the Woodstack.
Stage 8.
Shout out to Shanice.
Shanice 8.
Shout out to the Only One brand. That's what I got on today. Only Uno.